2200 ELO in chess, master level. Must be hard to get to, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to try to show you how simple 2200 level chess can be. I'm going to play a 2200 chess robot from chess.com using just basic, simple chess. And I'm going to attempt to beat it just like that. Anyway, let's dive in. All right, let's get this game started. I did this video a couple weeks ago with a 2000. Now I'm going to up the stakes to a 2200 level chess player and try to show you guys how simple chess could be. But first, if you guys do like these videos, please make sure you do subscribe. It does help the channel. And if you hit the bell icon, you won't miss out on future helpful chess content. Okay, we have this Sicilian defense here. This is all pretty standard stuff. It looks like he's going to play the dragon. Okay, so my opponent develops and attacks a pawn. This is how simple chess could be. So I'm just going to simply defend, develop, and defend the pawn. Now, a lot of players where they go wrong is they try to, it's like kind of like if you watch basketball highlights and you watch like these guys like throw alley-oop passes and dunk and all this, you know, all these fancy highlight reel type plays, and you try to duplicate that. You don't necessarily have to play like that, right, to be a good basketball player. It's awesome and it's helpful, but you don't have to. Now, with chess, it's why I'm saying that is because with chess, a lot of players will see cool sacrifices and really deep calculations and try to mimic those that they've seen super GMs play. And you don't have to play like that. If you try to play like that, it's unnecessary. You're probably going to lose, or maybe you'll win half the time just by luck. But either way, your rating's not really going to go up. What you really want to concentrate on is simple chess. Calculation is important, but only at the right time. But most of the time, we can just use simple ideas and beat 99% of chess players. Okay, nothing's going on. I cannot win a piece, right? I'm always looking for forcing moves. I'm also looking for my opponent's threats. I don't have any. So since there's nothing there, I'm just going to keep on developing. So in the opening, we just want to keep on developing. Okay, I'm going to play King B1 here. Now, this, again, there's not much calculation here. There's really none. It's just pretty much a simple principle. When you castle queenside, your king is still vulnerable on this diagonal. So you play King B1 to make it just more safe. Also, like, you know, my king will be, you know, defending this pawn. So my knight can move out of the way at some point, maybe my bishop, and these pieces aren't babysitting this pawn. So that's always good. Okay, the rook comes to the open file, so this is very instructive. This is also simple chess on my opponent's end too, just putting the rook on an open file. Now we have to see where the rook is going. Just because there's a piece in between the rook and the bishop doesn't mean the bishop's not under attack, and we have to start looking at the directions of where the pieces are going. So my bishop is actually in trouble here. Like my opponent can take and then, you know, try to get the bishop, something like that. I'm not sure if that really works yet, but something like that. So basically, I just want to protect my bishop. So I'm just going to come back here, and now my bishop is protected. Okay, so what's going to happen here, this is a very thematic idea in this opening, is my opponent's going to come here and fork my bishop and queen. Now, I don't want to lose my queen, so I would have to move it, then he would take my bishop. But this bishop's very important because this bishop plays against the Sicilian dragon bishop, the fianchetto bishop, which is very important. It's important defensively and offensively as it's on a really big diagonal. So for that reason, this bishop's job here is to take the knight, to chop off the knight when it comes here. Therefore, I preserve my queen, which obviously we want to do, and I preserve my dark square bishop. So I'm just letting you guys know why my opponent's playing this and what his idea is and what the purposes of these pieces are in this position. So since I already have my bishop here poised to chop off the knight, I don't have to do anything over on that side of the board. I'm just going to go forward and play h4. When we're playing against a fianchetto structure, I always castle queenside and throw the h-pawn. It's the easiest, most straightforward way to play against these positions. You'll win the most games, in my opinion. And also, we want to have systems in chess. There's numerous ways to play against certain openings or positions, But we want to play the same way against certain positions over and over again so we can develop systems and we can get better at certain positions and funnel our opponents into our A game, so to speak. All right, so as like I said, the aforementioned knight c4 move, I take, and my opponent's going to take back with the rook. And now we have all sorts of kind of like crazy, maybe sacrifices here, maybe not. The bishop's aimed at this, so we have to keep that in mind. But right now, I think we are good. I'm just going to keep on moving forward with the h-pawn. And my opponent strikes the knight. Now, this is a mistake in my opinion. Now, when you're playing against high-rated players, if you're playing against a 2200 rated player, you probably think they're not making mistakes. Now, that's a mistake. You thinking that they're not making a mistake is the mistake. Because all chess players are making mistakes. No one's perfect. So we have to get out of that mindset of our opponent is like, just perfection here, right? So that we don't want to treat our opponent in chess like a demigod. This is a mistake because I'm attacking on the king side. He's attacking on the queen side. So the attack is very important. Who comes first? I want to open up this file. He does not want me to open up this file. In fact, he probably should have played h5 before I could play h5. However, this attacking the knight move is bad because I can move out of the way and keep the initiative by hitting the queen. Now, that's very important because if I keep the initiative in this position, I get to open up the h file. Like you'll see, I move out of the way, I hit the queen has to move, and after the queen moves, I open up the h file. That's a win for me. That's what I want to do. The open h file makes this game very favorable for me. I have an open lane of attack. So now what do I do here? I would like to get rid of the bishop. If I come here, though, he's probably just going to move his bishop backwards. I would like to get rid of the knight, so maybe I'll just play knight here. That seems like a good move. He could take, I would take back with the pawn maybe, or I can go straight ahead and take the knight with the bishop, and then after this, then bring the knight in here. That seems like a really good move too. And my bishop's not doing much over here, so I think I'm just going to chop off this knight. Basically, what I want to do, in simplest terms, is get rid of my opponent's defensive pieces. Okay, if I take, he takes, I attack the queen. I kind of like that. Because even if he throws in an in-between move, I take, he takes, I take. So I think that all works out for me. I just have to see for sure. Or should I play a slow move first? I don't know. I think I win the exchange. If I take, he takes, I put my knight here, attacking the queen and the bishop. He throws in his in-between move. I take the queen. He takes my queen. I take his rook. He takes my knight. And I can take the pawn at the end of this. I think this is just simply better for me. So, okay, he throws in this in-between move. Was not expecting that. So he trades the rook for knight there, which is pretty interesting. If I just take here, though, instead of taking back, you want to take a bigger piece. If I take here, I'm threatening to bring my queen in here, and that's going to be checkmate. So I think I'm just going to throw that move in first. That's an in-between move on my side. My opponent does another in-between move. So now what's going to happen is if I come here with my queen, my opponent's going to go check. I move out of the way and then checkmate. So what I think I'm going to do here is just simply take the rook. But with which pawn am I going to take the rook? I might actually want to take with this pawn because now I can challenge this queen right away. And this light square bishop is not going to take advantage of that open diagonal because these pawns are here. So I think I'm just going to take with this pawn. Okay, and now my opponent might be in some trouble here because now my queen's coming in with check. You'll notice I'm already up the exchange. So rook to bishop, right? We both have queen and rook here. So now I'm just going to come here, check. Okay. I could come here and go for the queen. when the queen moves, take the rook and just simplify some more. I would like to try to take that pawn, but I don't see how I can do it right now. So let's throw in this check first. See if we can get the king going. Okay. So I'm going to throw in this check now. And now the king has to go here. I'm going to win a pawn, it looks like. Again, very simple chess. You might be saying this is, this seems too easy, but it just is sometimes. All right, so I'm going to throw in a check here. My opponent's going to come back. And now we have check. And now we have checkmate. Well, there you have it. Hopefully you found that video helpful. If you did, check out this one. And please make sure to like and subscribe. Now get out of here and go play some chess.